Well, hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives for episode number 41. Oh my god,
What?
So many episodes.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. No, it's not that many episodes yet. I haven't impressed Jared, clearly. My name's Owen. I'm the Dungeon Master for our campaign, The Tyranny of Dragons. However, this campaign is all about the players, who will introduce themselves and their characters right now.
Hello everybody, I'm Michael, playing Lockie Hobbs, the Warforged Artificer, who is about to wander into the jungle. So we'll see how he handles that. Also, I'm, for the moment, until she gets back from work, I'm Jaegering Mira, half half red dragon, half silver dragon, and who is going to see if she can get us organized.
I was going to say, I've never seen a yellow dragon before. What does a yellow dragon look
Yeah,
like?
I know, right?
Yeah.
My brain just went, whoop, whoop.
I also like that you said Jaegering Mira.
I didn't know that was a verb.
Isn't that the term for
From
it?
Pacific Rim.
I know what it's from, I just didn't know it was a verb. I didn't realise we'd verbed that.
It's happened.
The English language is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Oh. Alright, then I'll keep going with that then. So I'm Jared, I'm playing Jin, Lyra and Whisperwind, Swabby Seabeard, unknown dwarf at the moment. The Changeling character, 6 levels Bard, 2 levels Warlock, and just sort of we're about to enter the jungle, so gonna be potentially fighting off some creepy crawlies. I don't know what's gonna wait for us in there, but looking forward to the session, seeing what Owen has cooked up. So I will pass it over to Ellie.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Lyrashana, the Moon Druid, who is very keen to get her hands on a jungle for the first time in a long while.
Yeah, very, very nice. I've been cooking hardcore. We're gonna have lots of fun here. I'm making something spicy, a spicy jungle dish, a spicy jungle curry. So good luck, everybody. Yeah, so last session we arrived in a jungle area far towards the north of Nostea, the planet, the realm in which these brave heroes exist. Lies a series of islands, the northmost of which the party are currently exploring, up towards the north of Nuna. Having crossed the sea separating Oceania, the continent in which we've spent almost all of this campaign so far, avoiding a storm along the way and debating how magic works and coming up with some pretty incredible ideas, I have to say. The party have landed their airship at Boareskyr Bridge, a small village on the edge of this island. Volcanic rock, icy sea shores, and frozen tundra and wilderness. The internal part of this island, however, seems to house a dense, lush jungle, warmed by volcanic springs deep below the earth. Having arrived in Boareskyr Bridge chasing Varum the White, a member of the cult who wields the white dragon mask, the party began to have a bit of a look around and chat with some of the locals, discovering that I think we can call them now the cultists, had been heading deeper into the jungle, having stabbed a man in broad daylight in the middle of the street.
Snake Man.
And then run off. Snake Man, yeah, wow, that was the twist. Stabbed a man in the middle of the street and then run off into the jungle. The man, it was revealed, was part snake, or a snake-like man with scales and a forked tongue and pointy teeth. The villagers of Boareskyr report that these creatures, or these people, have been arriving and have been seen for the past couple of years, ever since an expedition from the Oxenfurt Historical Society headed deep into the jungle in search of a mythical golden city of treasure. Ever since that point, the jungle has been a lot less silent than it normally was. So our party now stand in the village of Boareskyr Bridge, getting ready to depart deeper into the jungle. Mira is currently sitting down with a ledger open, taking note of possible supplies that the party might need for their journey. I'd like to know what the rest of you are doing.
Well, look, I'm going to be pretty boring. I think Jin would, if we're just going to be on... Wait, is this just us on the boat, or are we actually in the town?
We left off last session with you guys having arrived in the town. I think even you had done some gambling, Jin.
Yes,
You've been,
I did.
Playing some
That's
dice.
it.
Did you want to roll me a carousing check?
Oh, true. So what do I roll
I think
for that?
we want to see, because you said that you do a little bit of that. So let's see actually what happens with your carousing. I have a
Perfect. Okay, so what am I
D100
rolling?
carousing table.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a big old boy.
36.
36.
Ooh.
You didn't even know what that is, Michael.
Yeah, but he knows if it's a D100
I
table.
thought you rolled a D20.
He's like, ooh.
Oh man, I rolled 36 on a D20. I feel the response isn't ooh. The response is what? Perfect. Okay. Yeah, Jin. Over the course of a couple of hours, you start making a fair bit of money. You are racking up a little bit of gold. First, it's only a handful because you're playing with silvers originally, and then it becomes a few gold, and then 10 to 15 gold, then 30 to 40 gold, and then it gets to the point where you're betting now with a couple of higher up merchants who've sort of come on over to see what's going on. You're easily up by 100 gold at this point. You are feeling good. You are feeling prepared.
Nice.
One of the merchants looks you dead in the eyes and goes, "One more round, eh? All or nothing." And your success drives you on. You feel immortal. You feel invincible. You feel you can double your winnings. You could have 200 gold from just rolling some dice. You agree. The dice roll, clattering onto the table. Dong, 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 dong. As you look down, you see 3 ones. Knowing that you now have 3 of a kind out of the 5 D6s that you've rolled, you're feeling, this is it. Surely, how could he have better than that? And as you look up, you see he's got a 5 and a 4, and you're thinking, yes, this is it. And then a 2, and then a 2, and another 2. You've lost by 1 number. 3 of a kind, but 2's high to your 1s.
Okay.
The merchant just grins, leans
So,
over, sweeps the gold towards
Before
himself.
he takes the gold,
Yeah, go. Yep.
let me just read my traits. From
So the
set.
number you rolled, number 36, is you lose by 1. So I thought, yeah, I'll have some fun with that. Yeah.
So, Jin doesn't like losing and gambling and tends not to pay his debts back. So, when he loses and he realizes that he's going to lose all the gold he just got, just thinking of a distraction.
There are a couple of people around you now. Like, there's probably about 16, 17 people standing in a circle watching this happen. And as you lose, there's this whoa! Like, people are going crazy because it's 3 of a kind, 2 3 of a kinds, and 2 high. Like, it's just, this is brutal.
Oh, I'm just trying to think of a way I can do this. As I realize that I've lost,
Yes, you do.
I'm going to try and peel into the crowd for a moment, while the guy's a bit too preoccupied with the gold he's about to get.
Yep.
And in there, I'm going to cast. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Man. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to cast...
Okay.
Oh, it's actually a bit too much. I'm going to do Minor Illusion. That makes more
Okay.
sense. It's a bit
You were
more
debating
low-key.
Major Image, weren't you? That's what you were thinking.
I was, but that's a 3rd level spell for like 100 gold.
Yeah. Seems a bit of a waste of a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, nah, that's way too much. So I can do a sound with the Minor Illusion. If you create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, a beating of drums, or any other sound you choose. I'm going to do the loudest dragon roar I can in the direction of, let's say, like, I guess, like, north or something, like, away from... So where I am and behind the crowd, and I just want everyone to be, like...
So everyone's in a circle around you. But yes, okay, sure.
I'm going to do this Minor Illusion.
Check. Yeah.
Yes. 12. I rolled a 2.
As you
12.
make this
That's
roar,
not horrible.
12's not horrible. As you make this roar, yeah, there's a gasp. A number of people look up. The merchant who's sitting across from you, his eyes don't leave the table as he just watches you, because to cast this spell, it's verbal and somatic, correct?
Yes.
And so he was already just watching you dead on.
Oh, I know. It's somatic and material.
Somatic and material. Okay. So then in that case, if your hands weren't on the table, you have to like move them underneath the table to cast this spell secretly. Do you want to make me also a quick sleight of hand check? Let's see how obvious this is for everyone around you. Just out of interest.
What's
25. Okay. 24. Yeah. So I mean his perception check beat the performance. So he sees through it. Like he's not fooled by the dragon, but he doesn't see you cast this spell. So he just maybe he knows what a dragon sounds like. Maybe this man knows what the roar is, or maybe the gold blinds him. The gold in front of him is all he can see, and he just reaches out, locking eyes with you, and continues sweeping this gold across the table towards himself.
As he's doing that, are we watching this?
No. So you guys are actually off in different areas. So I think you were off doing different things. I think Lyra. What were you doing, Lyra? You were...
I think she would have been shopping.
That's right, yeah. I think you and Lockie were shopping, weren't you? You went into the general store
that's right, we were too.
Yeah, looking for like supplies and bug repellent, I think was the other one that you said. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember. Yep. Yeah, that was great.
Alright.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys are not around at this point. Jin, what are you doing? Yeah, Ginny Jin. No, I'm just gonna. He's just so flawed. He's just gonna sit in silence. Or we're having technical difficulties. I suspect technical difficulties.
Discord.
That's not a good sign. Mike. Yeah, fair enough. All right, we'll give Jared a bit of a chance. So while that's happening, so we'll leave that. Ooh, that's we'll leave that up in the air. The anticipation. We'll jump back over to the rest of you guys. So yeah, Lockie, Lyra, you're just sort of moving around, having a lovely time, just doing a bit of shopping, having a chat to some locals.
Yeah, Lyra, I think, is sort of wants to sort of start feeling out the locals for. So, like, what is this jungle like? What are we going to encounter in there? What do we need to look out for? And, like, do we also need, like, antidotes? Are there, like, a bunch of poisonous scorpions or whatever in here that we need to, like, stock up for?
How are you feeling about going into a more natural environment rather than the one we were just in?
Is it bad to say that I'm always looking forward to it? Like, the city and everything's been a little bit out of my depth. How about you? Are you apprehensive at all about the forest and sort of maneuvering your way through it?
Well, I'm not entirely sure how welcoming it's going to be for someone of my constitution, but look, if I'm with you, I don't have much to worry about, I don't think.
Exactly.
I think probably you're right. I think you would be a bit nervous about ongoing moisture, I suspect.
Yes, that does worry me. The humidity is making me feel a little
I mean, at this point, out in the village, you feel good. It's cold, it's crisp, it's dry. You're far enough away from the volcanic center that those hot springs in the very center of the thermal hot springs that you feel good.
Well, worst case scenario, I can shrink you down and shove you in my bag.
Oh, that sounds like a laugh. Wait, you mean a bag of holding? Because I may get lost in there.
No. I was just thinking about using a spell to make you small and just put you in my normal bag.
That would be interesting. I've done that to other things. I haven't thought about doing it to myself.
I mean, it would work all the same, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Well, my atoms have just as much space as yours, or anything else. That's a thought.
I love that. That's a really funny idea. I hadn't considered that.
I could be a pocket warforged.
A porforged. Nice. Amazing. Jared, is your mic back working? That's a no. Silence is a no. Oh no, Jared, that's not good, buddy. That's right. We'll carry on without him. So yeah, sorry, I missed a little bit of what you were saying at the end there, Ali, because my thing did drop out as well. So clearly, someone's cursing the stream. Whoever you are, stop cursing the stream. Yeah, so you said you were going to walk around, have a bit of a chat to the people, I think is what I heard before I dropped out.
Yes, yeah. So her aim is to, she wants to have a chat to the people, see what they're probably going to be up against, like, creature-wise or monster-wise in this forest, and then just sort of stock up for anything that's recommended. So if they're sort of, like, poison, so we might need to carry a few antidotes in case the creatures are venomous, or... water, if, make sure the water is drinkable, blah, 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 standard forest stuff.
No, absolutely. Could I get you to make me, I will allow a wisdom or a charisma check.
Wisdom all the way?
I thought you might.
Yeah. Normal?
Yeah, just a normal old check.
Dice, why you do this to me?
8. Yeah, as you so you know some of the questions to ask. So as you have sort of move around and start talking to some of the villagers, these seem to be a rugged people who are very used to dealing with the dangers of this island and the dangers of this place. So yeah, they chat to you, and they as you ask questions, and they'll give you answers. The problem is you don't really know 100% some of the questions to ask. So you do definitely get the impression that there are sometimes insects in the center that are quite dangerous, not for themselves, but for the diseases they can carry. Something to be aware of. Then poisons, there's a couple of poisonous animals. There's some frogs that have a very toxic excretion on their skin. And the snake people, people are very quick to go, those snake people, very poisonous. Just talking about them as if they are themselves poisonous. When you suspect, even with your 8, you suspect they mean venomous.
Wait, does you mean poisonous is in poison? So poisonous is in, like, narcissistic or something?
Aye, poisonous, that's it.
I see. Okay, so, Lyra, I don't think we should eat the snake people.
No, I was just thinking that too, but...
No, you can eat them. No. Great flesh. No, they don't say that. They look like people. That'd be cannibalism. They don't say that.
That's fucked up, wouldn't it be?
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. But no, they don't say that, sorry. That was a DM being funny, but realizing very quickly that actually establishes a very dark lore for this location. One that I'm unwilling to commit to long term.
Retcon.
Oh, yeah. Nah, I'm kidding. It was a joke. Oh, God. They're not Christians. They don't participate in cannibalism. Ritualistic cannibalism, but cannibalism nonetheless. Yeah. Oh, Jared's back. Yay, Jared.
I am. Had a bit of trouble there.
You did have a bit of trouble. I then too. I followed you. I then crapped out as well.
Perfect.
I know. Yeah. Alrighty. So, Lockie, while Lyra is going around talking to people, asking these questions, what are you doing?
Mainly I've been hanging around with her. Although I wouldn't mind trying to either think of or find out some way to sort of keep myself from rusting. Because I do have some definite, I was feeling a little bit hum-ho when we were over the water anyway with all the salt. But I have a feeling that the jungle's going to be a different monster.
Okay. So your plan is sort of get some oils and protection, like some WD-40 basically, it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I know, I don't know if Lockie would be okay with this, but I know that they used to use whale oil and stuff. Keep things
this
going.
would definitely be the place to find whale oil. Yep, you definitely get the sense this village, they would do whaling. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It's not great, yeah.
If there's nothing else.
Well, that's the issue. That's that's the thing. Yeah, but no, if you head on over to the general store and you sort of walk through and have a bit of a chat and go Whale oil, do you have any? They go, yeah, yes, of course, we've got some whale oil, some freshly squeezed whale oil. Ambergris, we call it.
That sounds horrific, my friend, but you've got me up against a wall. I suppose how much for how much?
How much do you need?
That's a good question. How much do you reckon I would need?
I mean, you know that you're not about to just rust in place. Like, you're not just going to start rusting and dying. You could very easily buy just a like an oil flask, essentially, just like a flask of whale oil, which would probably be around about a cup, 250 mils, applied through a very narrow, thin application port. About 250 mils. You think it'd be? He just literally pulls out a large canister and begins pouring in this very light blue oil that seems to be it looks almost like cerebrospinal fluid for a few seconds. It's a bit odd. But yeah, he tips that out into just an oil flask. 5 gold.
5 gold? That seems high for the amount that you seem to have on offer.
Aye, and you need it, you said.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Well, that was unfortunate. I suppose you couldn't be a fellow and knock that down a little bit, could you?
Aye, I could be persuaded.
I would appreciate it a lot and spread your name around as a good place for custom.
I you know what I'm going to want you to do, but I know it's how it's going to end. May I please have a persuasion check, my friend?
Yes, because my -2 is going to go so
Rolling that 20. Hey, 13, not bad. Is your I'm guessing your persuasion the same as performance because they're both just -2. Yeah, so you're not proficient in either. I could be persuaded. 3 gold.
That's a good man.
He holds out his hand, shakes your hand, passes over the whale oil. Very much obliged. You heading into the jungle, into the wet, are you?
I am indeed. It's
Have you waxed your papers? Your books, papers, your supplies that are covered in non-waterproofed things. Do you need to make them waterproofed?
Yes. I'm definitely not going to use this for... Yes. Absolutely.
Would you like to buy some wax as well? It's just 2 silver for a stick of wax to wax your things.
I think I'll probably be okay. Let me think. You know what? I think I'm going to be all right. Though you have curious items here. I was wondering what would you recommend for the intrepid jungle adventurer?
Intrepid jungle adventurer.
Absolutely.
You're not heading deeper into the jungles, are you? You're not heading deep into the Serpentine Hills.
I think we might be, actually, yes.
You do know the last group that went deep into the jungle not only disappeared never to be seen again, but awoke these snake people that have been plaguing our village.
Yes, we were informed at this point, but unfortunately, we are on the trail of some people, and they appear to have gone into the jungle as well, and I think they may be part of the problem.
And what horrors will you unleash upon us?
So many... No, that's not the right answer, not so many. We're going to stop the horrors, not unleash them. Possibly.
I'm sure that's what the expedition thought from the Historical Society.
Yes,
like
but...
Puffin Jays.
Yes, but were they... were they as... words are failing me, man. Were they as suited as us? As my fellow friends and I? As this merry man going into the jungle?
I only see you in this shop. Look around, and it's just you by yourself in there. The rest of your friends having not come in with you.
That is very true. But if you could see my friends, you would see how very impressive they are.
Hey, how many of you are there on this expedition?
4?
Bahamut be with your friend. Just gives you a nod.
Bless you.
Actually, no, sorry. These people would say, Melora be with your friend. Sorry, these people would definitely be worshipping Melora out in the wilds.
Oh.
Apologies.
Yes, I have heard of her, actually.
Hey, good.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, I think it'll be fine. But would you recommend any items from your gallery that may help us?
Water purification tablets. Just because there's water in the forest doesn't mean it's safe to drink. The problem is that most of this is fed by volcanic springs, very high in sulfur, quite toxic if you drink too much of it.
Is that so?
Aye, it is.
Well. Huh. And how much would these water purification tablets be? Because that does sound like it could be a little bit touch and go.
Well, for 20, which will make you 20 litres, 5 silver.
Silver. Well, that sounds decent. And you did give me a good price on the oil, so yes, I think I'll go with 5 silver. Also, just yes, that sounds fine. Not even 4, but it's fine. We can do that.
He'll hand over a little, like almost like a mince tin, a mint tin, full of these sort of like tiny white tablets. What you need to do is have your container, your 1 litre of water, no more than that. Drop a tablet in, give it a shake, and then you need to be very careful when you drink, not to disturb the sediment that will collect at the bottom.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's a binding agent, is it?
I imagine that's how it works.
Okay. Well, thank you for the advice.
Actually, so here we go. Aye, it's magic.
It's magic.
Aye,
Yes.
it's magic, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Cool. That sounds actually like it's going to be quite a bit useful. Fantastic.
Aye, we have to have charcoal filters fitted to all the water tanks here as well. The rain has a tendency to collect some of the volcanic soot and ash as it falls from above.
You're using charcoal, are you? Fantastic.
Aye, charcoal. Easy to replace, cheap.
Absolutely. That's all you need to do is burn a bit of wood. I know my friend Mira herself especially loves charcoal when it comes to all things poisonous, so that absolutely works.
Charcoal is very useful.
So it comes down to the ducks in the sitting room. I see. Okay, well, I'm getting distracted, my friend. I think I'm going to have to leave you here. But thank you once again for the pills. And
anytime. I hope that your bones, I hope that your plates don't lie rotting and slowly rusting in the middle of the hills. I hope you do return. May the Laura guide you.
That was a very dark image. Thank you for that.
It's the fate that awaits all who've so far penetrated deep into the woods, into the forest.
Has anyone ever told you that you are a particularly cheerful person?
No, I've not heard that before. Most people call me a pessimist. Pessimist.
A pessimistic? That is absolutely how I would describe you.
Probably that's what they see behind my back, sure.
Oh.
I probably should have described the shopkeeper a little bit more. Yeah, dwarven gentleman, very dour expression, shaved head with a few tattoos around the crown. Pretty common for a dwarf from one of the families or the clans of the mountain dwarves. So you suspect that, while probably not clanless, probably from a minor clan, given that he's no longer in any of the dwarven cities. So yeah, he's clearly from the island to the south, Balmir, which is the dwarven kingdom, essentially.
Cool.
Yeah. Sells you things gladly, happily takes your gold, and lets you head on out. Lockie, now that you know what you're looking for, you can see that most of the lamps here are powered by that whale oil, and there are a number of other telltale signs, a number of skins, these very large cured skins that have been used to make these almost like tarpaulin coverings. You suspect, looking at them, that dark blue coloration, the grey, the counter shading visible sort of even now faintly after they've been tanned. You get the sense these are whale skins as well. This looks like a whaling community.
Wow, interesting. I wonder what Lyra would think about all that.
You say as you turn the corner, Lyra standing there.
Oh, hello, my dear.
Hi. Oh, did you manage to get everything that you needed?
I don't know. I got something that I needed and something that I suspect you guys will need, because I don't actually drink. But I have pills. Would you like some pills?
So hang on, can we just address Lockie got drinks and pills. I mean, what a good party goer. He can't take either of them, but he got drinks and pills. What a legend.
Yeah, really. I don't know what they call these. But we should give them a name.
Because I now know what the episode is called.
If I just pick a name out of my head, I'm just going to call them malts. Yes.
Well, they sound certainly wonderful.
Yes, really. They're for purification of your water.
Oh.
Not the water in you, but water that you could drink.
Oh, is the water here not that drinkable?
Well, in a city, in a town, I assume it's fine, but the owner was very adamant that once we get out into the jungle, the water's coming down from volcanic sources with a little bit too much sulfur in it. So, and yes.
Well, good thing you stocked up.
Well, with your meat.
Do you think there's anything else we need?
I'm not sure. Has anything come up from your end?
Nothing more than you haven't already solved, really.
No. Oh, really? What about animals in the jungle and such like that? Do you know what we're up against?
They weren't that helpful. They know that the not to eat the snake people, that's for certain.
That's important.
Other than just sort of your standard poison skin frogs, like, it actually doesn't sound anything worse than anything I've already seen. It almost sounds too easy.
That's yes. Maybe, but on the other hand, maybe it actually just is as easy as it sounds. Perhaps we'll go in there and it's just going to be just like walking through a park.
Yeah, maybe the DM's not an asshole.
It could happen.
Maybe.
Maybe. But I think Mira would be quite happy with us. And I didn't even get into an argument. I want
Well
that
done.
Yeah. He was very pessimistic, but I stopped myself and I was like, no, I need to buy these pills, not correct him on viewing the world through overly dark lenses.
Here.
Now, Jin, let's jump back to you.
Yes.
So last we left off, you were attempting to avoid losing your money after you had failed in your most recent bet and had lost to this merchant. You had set off a little minor illusion to make a roar of a dragon, which had successfully diverted the attention of a number of the crowd. But the merchant who has just beaten you, his eyes don't leave yours. As he reaches out an arm and begins pulling the gold on the table towards his side, you can see 100 gold that you earned yourself by beating people in a game of dice by luck.
So
you earned yourself being taken.
any gold anyway, right?
So you will only lose 2 gold pieces out of this because that's the only amount you put in of your own. So
That's awesome.
That's it. But yeah, so Jim,
Okay.
you see this merchant just with this very arrogant, shit-eating smile as this fat merchant who's a man in his late 50s, early 60s, very much bald on top and a receding hairline. So it's sort of like the bald spot and the receding hairline are meeting in the middle. Quite prominent nose hairs sticking out of his nose, very dark blue eyes. dressed in quite fine clothes. You can see he's got a number of rings on his fingers, a couple of chains of gold around his neck. He looks, he looks morally and physically repugnant, I should say.
Perfect.
As he begins to say, "Well, come to me, my pretties, come to me." It's like pulling the gold towards him.
Okay, so I've done the minor illusion, so a lot of people's eyes are over that way.
Looking over there, yeah, pointing, going, I heard it, where is it? I can't see anything at all. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Yeah.
So as he's greedily looking at the money...
his eyes are locked on yours. He just does not look from your face. Almost as if, for him, the money's secondary. The joy for him is you losing. He wants to see you lose on your face. He wants to see defeat. I don't think he's seen it just yet, though.
I'm going to cast Prestidigitation.
Okay.
I'm going to do a shower of sparks.
Yep.
Centered on his face.
Okay. Make me a spellcasting... As if you were casting a spell, make me a spellcasting attack. I just want to see how effective this is.
Let's just do a d20.
And then add your spellcasting modifier.
12.
Yep.
Plus 4, I guess. That's
Yeah,
charisma, so 16.
He
yes,
rears back. Sorry, I was just quickly rolling his thing.
Oh, no.
He rears back. He rears back, sort of like pulling his arm away, scattering a few coins back over towards your side of the table, a couple sort of tink, tink, tink onto the ground. He goes, "What is this? What's going on?" He's sort of batting away at his arms.
I've done that instantaneously. I'm going to tip the table to me a little bit. I'm going to grab as much gold as I can.
Make me a sleight of hand check, and then I want you to roll... Make me a sleight of hand check, and then, Michael, I want you to roll me a D100. Ali, I want you to roll me a D100.
Right.
Oh, nice.
21. Very nice.
And then I'm going to dash out of here.
Yep.
In
Nice.
the opposite direction of the dragon sound.
Okay. So yeah, a D100 from Ali, D100 from Lockie. 29, yep. 74. Jin, as you sort of scramble across the table, you grab 2 fistfuls of gold and just start sprinting. The problem is that not all of this on the table is gold. There are a few silver, a few coppers as well mixed in. It's the equivalent of about 200 gold pieces.
That's fine.
You can add... Actually, don't add it just yet. I'll tell you what you get if you manage to get away with
okay.
this. That sleight of hand is also to grab and to get away. You begin ducking under people, moving around them. You manage to push your way out of the crowd successfully in this mad dash. The combination of the dragon roar and the shower of sparks, as well as the table tip. As you pull away, the table completely knocks over. I rolled a D100 for this as well. Scattering coins on the ground. The merchant dives forward, trying to throw his body on this money to protect it. As the crowd now sort of hear this tinkle of gold, look down and go, oh my goodness, and start rushing to grab it off this merchant.
Yep.
You begin moving and sprinting through the city. There is a cry of alarm from the merchant behind you. "Stop that man!" As he's like on the ground.
So I'm looking like a...
What was that, sorry, Jared?
Sorry, I'm just looking like the dwarf still that I was before.
Oh, sorry,
gonna
you're still a man. Stop that, man. I stand by that.
Yep. I'm going to try and put my coins in my pockets or bag of holding, whatever can hold it. So I'm basically shoving things in the bag of holding, and I'm trying to find the nearest alleyway to duck in.
Yeah, I mean, there's one immediately to your right. As you sort of duck and push in, you can hear footsteps behind you, but they don't seem to be immediately behind you. You think you've got about 10 seconds, 20 seconds if you wanted to quickly
duck
change.
I'm going to disguise self immediately, because that's the quickest way.
Nice.
Oh, wait.
Nice.
No, to disguise self because I would still be wearing dwarf clothing.
But so disguise self will hide the clothing as well, I think, from memory.
Yes, it will change the whole outfit. So I'm going to disguise self and immediately change. I'm going to walk back as if I'm walking from the alleyway into the street.
Nice.
And I'm going to look like, as they sort of see me, I'm going to make it look like I'm a bit ruffled, and I'm going to say, I'm going to be like an older man, and if people are following me, like, I'll let you... Is anyone following me?
Yeah, so as you come out of the alleyway, you collide with a man running as hard as he can towards the alleyway. Like he's just running full pelt. He collides with you, knocks you into a wall, sort of stunning you momentarily, knocking the air out of you. As he looks down, he goes, "I'm so sorry. Did you see where he went? The fucking dwarf."
I think he went that way, lad. And I sort of point feebly towards down the corridor. I'm going for more like a 56-year-old man, like...
Can I have a persuasion check?
All right. Because I'm trying to pass myself off.
Performance.
Because I'm trying to pass myself off as someone else. Can my actor kick in?
Oh yeah, sure. This isn't to persuade him you're an old man. This is for something else. But
Ooh, okay.
In for this. This is for something else.
Wow,
Oh,
I rolled really
10
bad.
or 8. 10. He goes,
Still 10's not bad
you.
though.
You're fine. Fuck you. You're fine. And he takes off down the alleyway.
Okay. It's fine.
Takes it down the alleyway. Look at this dwarf shouting, "You went this way, lads!" You hear a couple of boys coming up, boots coming from behind. Another dwarf following behind, going, I gotta get that little piece of shite. So he's sort of running up behind. A woman sort of calls out, "Save me 10 gold! 10 gold, please! I just need 10 gold!" And it's just chaos in the streets of Boareskyr as you cause this old man form, sort of like dusty and muddy on the ground as you sort of get yourself back up and again, dusting yourself back off again.
And I'm just sort of wearing common sort of clothes as well, like a bit dusty.
Yeah.
Just look like very, very. There's nothing that stands out about this guy. Very average, like Joe Blow. Like, yeah.
So who are you blowing? What?
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Very mature.
Sorry, I've had a bit to drink tonight. My bad.
No, good.
I was 2 cocktails deep. Alice and I were playing a board game. I was 2 cocktails deep when I realised it was like 7:15. Whoop, up we go.
Yeah,
sweet ass. So yeah, you and as you sort of like come out and begin quickly reaching into the bag of holding, you discover you have managed to gather 33 gold pieces.
Let me just write this down.
17 copper.
So 33 gold pieces.
17 copper. And 17 silver, 2 copper pieces.
17 silver. 2 copper pieces.
2 copper pieces. Don't spend them all at once. You can't spend them all at once. It's up to you. Yeah, that's what you've managed to gather from this winnings. As you sort of turn and begin looking back down towards the site, you can see the merchant is now like punching people out of the way, trying to grab their money purses and take money from them. Just shouting, "Thieves! Thieves!" The guard
actually,
very quickly. Yeah, go.
Oh wait, okay, yeah. Sorry, what are the guards doing actually?
No, so you see what you assume to be the guards. There's no official guard, no town watch or anything like that here. 2 burly fishermen who are wearing semi-matching sailors' outfits begin running up from the docks. They've been fetched by one of the kids. "It's this way, mister, quick, they're fighting so bad." They rush up and go, "Hey, stop this, what's all this, what's going on here? Pull yourself together, man." And then they get punched in the face by this merchant as he is just losing his shit, going, "That fucking dwarf!" Yeah, it looks like absolute bloody chaos in front of you.
Can I try and jump in and grab coins?
There's no coins left on the ground.
Okay.
At this point, the merchant is now just attacking random people, trying to get coins off them as they begin running away, having grabbed as much as they could from the ground.
Perfect. Okay. I'll just sort of sit back. I have a smirk across my face as this merchant. But just it's so good to see the tables flipped on him. If you catch my drift.
Yeah. Make me a persuasion check as you watch this. I will allow a persuasion check as you watch this happen.
That's better roll.
15. Oh, sorry, did I say persuasion? I meant perception. The roll was
plus
8.
6,
what's your perception?
so 14.
14, so almost exactly the same. Yeah. Chin. Over towards your left. Another alleyway, not the one you ran down, a different alleyway. Looking out, watching. There's a figure. Female. A hood and a long robe, keeping most of her features quite hidden. Just watching as well. Not you watching the kerfuffle.
Alright. I'm gonna try and
14 was
go a
what you
bit
needed.
closer.
That was the DC you needed to get, so well done.
I'm gonna try and go a bit closer to her alleyway. Well, I'm keeping an eye on her or him. You just said a figure.
Female figure, definitely
Okay.
female. You can see the clothing it's not very loose. It's quite not very loose at all. But it is doing the cloak she's wearing is hiding most of her features underneath. You can't see very much of the details, but the general outline of her is quite female, shall we say.
Well, I'm gonna try and stumble forward a little bit. I'm gonna imp, and I'm sort of just trying to keep my way away from the melee to wherever it is. I'm going to try and stumble over a bit more to the alleyway, trying to get a look at her.
Yeah. As you begin moving towards her, she immediately clocks you. The second you begin making any direction towards her, there's a movement. The hood comes up and looks, and you can see a feminine face underneath. Quite pretty. Looks to be young, maybe late 20s, early 30s. Very dark black hair, bundled up and hidden underneath this hood. But the eyes, something a bit off about them. They're not brown, they're almost a little bit yellow. And then the hood sort of pushes out of the way and she begins walking down the alleyway in the opposite direction, away from you.
I will attempt to follow. I'm going to still stumble a little bit, but then I will quicken my pace as she's turned away from me. And I'm going to go towards the alleyway and look down.
As you begin sort of picking up the pace, the tapping of your feet on the ground, it does seem to alert her. It seems she's very much clued into you and she's listening out. She begins picking up the pace. Before too long, she's actually running, ducking between alleyways, moving between. I need you to make me 2 checks. I need another persuasion check, and I'll need an athletics check or an acrobatics check to try and keep up with her.
Perception? Do you mean perception?
Perception. Oh my god, what's going on with me tonight? Perception check, and then an athletics or an acrobatics check.
I can talk to the surroundings and see if I gain anything.
Nah. I want to see a perception.
20 perception?
Yeah, you've got a tracker on her. You know where she's headed.
Acrobatics. Not so crash hot.
Not so hot. The problem is, at the moment, you're in the form of a dwarf with a disguised self of an old man. So you're not very acrobatic right now. So your body's not, like, your spirit's willing, but your body's not able to keep up. You find yourself, even though you can sort of keep track of where she is and you know where she's going, it's very hard to keep up with her. It seems she's heading over towards the west, deeper, away from the town, pushing through to where the edge of the jungle is, to where the Boareskyr Rift, the break between the hills and the mountains that leads into this valley where the jungle is. It seems she's headed for that location quite quickly. As she begins running, she pushes past a number of people, almost crashing into Lockie and Lyra and Mira, who are just standing outside at this point. Lockie, Lyra, and Mira, this woman in a very dark, long brown cloak with leathers and cloth armor and clothing on underneath. Dark hair just pushes through, almost crashing into you, before doing this incredible somersault roll and coming up and continuing to sprint down towards the rift, down towards the Boareskyr Rift, disappearing out of sight. A few seconds later, you hear, and you see an old man dressed in very common-looking clothing, sort of running up as quickly as he can. But it seems a bit odd, like the way the man's running. It looks like his legs, he's doing very shallow steps. It's almost as if his legs are shorter than what they look like they are. It's very weird. Yeah, he's got this weird gait when he moves. Yeah.
If I'm disguised self as something else, can I shape shift into another
in the
form
disguised self
whilst being disguised because of the disguised self?
I anticipated this question. There has been a bit of debate over this. There are 2 schools of thought. One school of thought is that you can't do that because you're not invisible when you're disguised self. I actually disagree. You are, because you can make yourself appear shorter or taller, which means if you can make yourself appear shorter, your actual form is invisible underneath the disguised self. I know that a number of the creators of D&D agree with me on this because they've cleared up in the past that if you are making yourself appear short with disguised self, you can't see your normal body, because otherwise what would be the fucking point of disguised self?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think there's just some hard-ass DMs who don't like changelings and want to prevent changelings having fun. I'm not one of those DMs. We're here to have fun. Absolutely, you can do your change form. It's not a spell, it's not concentration, it's not disrupting the disguised self in any form. I am perfectly happy for you to do that. I know that there are some warlocks out there, changeling warlocks, who abuse this with mask and many faces to allow themselves to instantly change. Look, I'm okay with that. If there are systems in D&D that are abusable, Paladin Sorcerer, then unfortunately there are systems that are abusable and people are going to do it. Yeah, seriously. If anyone here listening wants to play the most overpowered character in the entire world, Paladin Sorcerer multiclass, when you can sorcery point divine smites, fuck me, you are a nightmare to deal with.
Warlock and Paladin are quite close as well behind that.
I find that they're not as OP as Sorcerer Paladin. Sorcerer Paladin, there's some stuff you can do that is just flat out broken. Warlock Paladin, at least there's a bit of flavor, and the DM can kind of restrict you a little bit with the Warlock stuff. Like, for example, your patron can kind of restrict, because a Warlock patron and a Paladin's god aren't going to be best friends.
It does
right?
make sense.
So they're not going to be happy with you doing certain things, and Paladins can lose their powers or break their oaths. For example, if you were a Paladin Warlock and your patron demanded you to do something that was in contrast to your oath, what are you going to do? Like, there are ways the DM can kind of handle you if you're being a bit of a shit. But a Sorcerer Paladin? Nah, nothing they can do, mate.
I think
I'm just magic.
I think the Paladin Warlock is dependent on if you take heaps of short rests. If you take heaps of short rests in the session, then that's a really overpowered class.
You're right, exactly right.
If you don't really have many at all, then suddenly it loses a lot of steam.
I think the Paladin Warlock's a great combination. I think it's a really fun combination. I think it's a really fair combination, and it's much easier for the DM to balance. As you say, just have more encounters during short rests. If the Paladin Warlock's starting to get a bit too overpowered, punish them. Don't let them take short rests every 15 seconds, because that's pretty unrealistic as well. And the rest of the party's going to get pretty frustrated if, like, after every encounter, they're like, I want to take a 15-minute rest. So it's much easier for the DM to handle them. But yeah, I personally, I love the Paladin Sorcerer. It's a great combination. And I when I say there's not ways to handle it, there are ways the DMs can handle it. There's ways the DM can handle everything.
Well, they can be like, they can lose their resources. If they blow all their resources in, like, one combat, and there's, like, 3 other combats to follow, like...
Yeah. A Paladin Sorcerer is basically a boss killer, is what I'm trying to say. So if there's any like BBEG, Paladin Sorcerer does like 2 billion smites in a single hit. So when they get to high enough level, they can do stupid amounts of smites.
Throw groups at them and they find it a lot harder.
Exactly. Yeah, there's always ways to handle it. But sorry, we got a bit sidetracked. No. Yeah, so you can absolutely do change.
I don't know how much it would help me when I'm chasing this person, but I'm going to try and change into like a wood elf form as I'm chasing them. I don't know how much more that gets me because I only rolled an 8 for acrobatics, but I don't know, it might help me a little bit with that.
I'm gonna say you only think of this as you're catching up with Mira, Lockie, and Lyra. Like as you see them, you're like, they sort of look at you and look a bit confused. You're like, oh fuck, I'm still a dwarf. So as you catch up to them, you're like, as you begin like elongating your limbs and changing.
Oh, it's all right, lad. Just that person stole my wallet.
Oh, did she now? Oh, that's...
Yes. Oh, you didn't get any distinguishing features at all, did you, my fair lad? As I look at the metal man robot.
No more than what I described.
Let me see. She was very fast.
Yes.
She pushed my friend here, which I thought was quite rude. Was that a distinguished characteristic? Rude?
Did you see anything physical there, lad? A boy?
A boy? No, I thought I saw a girl. I'm not sure.
I was referring to you there, my fair... Well, I don't even know what gender you are, actually, but... Oh, God. My wallet.
I'm a Warforged. They usually go for they, them, because, you know...
What is your name?
I'm Lockie.
Ah, lovely to meet you. I am Eugene.
Oh, God, he's
Eugene, that's a terrible name.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you, Lockie.
Eugene.
Who named you that? Clearly your mother did not like you.
My mother and father. Eugene.
Your mother's name was Eugene? That's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm Eugene.
You're Eugene.
Who's Eugene? My brother.
Eugene.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, it was lovely to meet you all. I have to get going now.
Okay, don't break a hip.
And then he drops the illusion. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
was this just trolling? Just having a bit of fun?
Of course it is. The Illyrian will he'll be in Illyrian's form, and as he sort of walks away, he's the old man suddenly he's sort of got his back sort of like haunched a little bit, and he's walking, and then he straightens up, looks at the people, and then he looks around. Is there anyone around Owen?
At this point, no. These guys are just sort of off behind an area of shops. It's very quiet. There's sort of occasionally people walking past, but at this moment, it's pretty clear. Coast looks to be fine.
I drop the illusion and I go, ta-da!
Yeah, Lockie, Lyra, Mira, you just suddenly see this old man stand straight up, turn and look at you with a cheeky grin, and then just suddenly it's Illyrian. However, Illyrian looks a little bit odd. His clothes that he's wearing like the chainmail thing that he's wearing as a dwarf, and he's got this like dwarf costume on, but now his limbs have elongated again, so he's got like his midriff showing. You can see like his lower ankles.
Yeah, it would be hanging on me as well, probably.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
Jim,
quite.
I think you've put on some weight. Your belly's sticking out.
Did your armor shrink in the wash?
It looks like that, yeah. That's what it looks like.
It looks like he's swapped his clothes with his son.
Oh, yes, well...
Mira goes,
this doesn't suit
those
so well.
are dry clean only, Jin. Did you not get the memo?
Well, this is fun. I'll be right back for a quick second as I go into an alleyway, get my disguise kit out with my bag, and then change into Illyrian's normal attire.
Just start getting naked in the street. As you do,
An alleyway.
in an alleyway. As you do, this middle-aged woman sort of starts walking down the other end of the alleyway and sees you like half out of your pants and goes, "Oh, hello."
I'm sorry. Just a quick little inconvenience for me, unfortunately. Sorry to do this.
No need to apologize for that view. Very fine. He's walking past and walks away.
I cast minor illusion to do a 5-foot wall to block, to get almost put like a
oh my,
like a,
oh dear.
Yeah, you know what I'm going for.
You just put a barrier up, yeah. And she's oh.
Won't do a wall though. I'll make it actually look more like a changing room sort of area,
like a changing room screen. She sort of she goes to go on her tiptoes to look over, but she's not quite tall enough, being only sort of just over 5 foot herself. Oh well, bye then. Start walking away, just down the road, back onto the main road. Finish getting changed.
And then I sort of pop back out to the crew. Oh, well.
You guys all saw that happen, by the way.
Does that happen to you very often? Having to disrobe in public?
Well, I went down to an alleyway. I thought it might be a little bit more discreet.
No. You should have got to know her dress. She seemed very
I
interested.
didn't realize the angles. Oh, her. No, not my type.
You know, I have a thought, actually. Looking at... Well, not sure, but thinking about that thing of changing your clothes all the time. Doesn't that get terribly boorish for you? Having to do it? Because you can change your form quite easily.
It does make me sort of forget who I am deep inside. I have so many different personas that everything just becomes a bit of a blur sometimes.
Actually, no, I was talking about your clothes, my friend. Doesn't it get tiresome having to change all the time?
Oh, not at all. It's a bit more... It adds a bit of flair to the day. You know, something different to wear here or there. It's quite liberating, actually.
How does your magic work exactly? Just out of curiosity.
Well, ever since a young boy, or girl, not really sure on the form I am, it's just sort of been there. I learnt about it, but no one's ever told me how it works. It just happens when I want it to.
Yeah, interesting. So it's
Is
a
it
completely...
magic? I'm not sure. Is it biological? Maybe. I'm not entirely certain.
Would I be able to maybe do like an Arcana check or something to see if I can work out the mechanics of how his shape actually changes?
Yeah, yes, of course you can. I think so. And you raised a very interesting thing as well, Lockie. I'm going to add to your Arcana of 16. Very, very nice. I'm going to add to that. Your thing about having magic that could change clothing appearance. Yeah, you don't think that's that hard. You think you could figure out something that does that. That sounds like shift weave.
Yes, that's what I was going. That's what I was.
Hey. Amazing. Yeah, as you think on Jin and sort of look, you've seen him change form a couple of times. You know that he has a base form, this sort of white-skinned, yellow-eyed, slightly strange-looking appearance. Yeah, you know that what he does is he sort of pulls on the appearance of others, and his physical form does shift. He takes on their physical characteristics, but you suspect that it's only skin deep. He's not taking on anything really more than skin. And then a little bit of muscle and bone, but it's not really changing his strength or anything like that. It's just the image of it. So it's not a complete transformation. It's more similar to shifting around his internal organs or his internal parts to make them look like something else. It's not changing his size or structure properly, not in the same way. Like his mass doesn't change at all. In any of the forms Jin takes, his mass does not change. His mass stays the same. You've pretty much figured that out by this point. You've cleared that out.
Yeah.
You think that probably Shiftweave could be created. I'd say that you've probably heard of it before the ruin. It was a pretty common item before the ruin. You're not sure how common it is now, but I would say that you would know probably how to make it. It's a common wondrous item. So
Yeah.
I'm actually going to even say that as an artificer, we'll have a chat about how you could make that. But Shiftweave is basically a type of cloth that you can use to create a suit that when it's created, you can actually store the patterns of up to 5 different outfits embedded onto the cloth. So as long as you're wearing the clothing, you can speak a command word, or you can touch one of the inside lapels, which will have like symbols, or you could have it inside the cuff. Like there's ways you can have the symbols, but basically there'll be 5 symbols or up to 5 symbols inside the clothing somewhere that as you touch them, as a bonus action, you can transform the outfit into a choice of one of those other designs. It's only clothing. It can only change the material itself, so it has to be the clothing itself. It can duplicate the look of clothing, things like that, but it doesn't take on any other physical properties. Very similar to how Jin transforms, actually.
Yes,
Never heard of it.
It's possible, absolutely. I was just trying to figure out how I would do it myself, but it probably would make things a lot easier for you. I mean, it's not going to give you armor, but, if you're, especially in a social setting, if you're moving from one personality to another, might save you some time.
Definitely something to look into. Yes, we shall be talking more about that, and I have one more idea for us. I came across... I have a thing I always like to get into. I like to play dice.
Yes.
And to tip the favors in my scale, I wouldn't mind talking to my artificer friend, which is, lo and behold, right in front of me.
Is that me?
Oh.
Am I your artificer friend?
Oh,
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, Lockie.
God, this emotional roller coaster going on here right now. I'm up,
So
then I'm down.
good. Would you be willing to help me make weighted dice?
Oh, well, there's an idea.
Yes.
So
Obviously, to help with the betterment of our party.
So it would be a pair of dice that would constantly show the right pips.
Yes. The score I want.
I mean, I suppose it would be how you cast them, I guess. Absolutely. Interesting. Or you could take a pair of perfectly balanced dice, shave one side, and see how that works for you.
There's a lot of talks to be had. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Oh, yes. I mean,
It's a thought I had.
as we're puttering around in the sky, I have a great deal of spare time, so...
Perfect. Well, how are the rest? Mira, is Mira?
Oh, yes.
She looks a bit.
Hello.
Haven't heard. You've been very. I haven't seen you around at all. You must have been very busy with other things.
Mira sort of looks
There
up
you go.
from her book, having spent a number of sort of the last little... It's only been like 30 minutes in-game time. Having spent the last 30 minutes in-game time quickly cataloguing and hypothesizing what they're going to need as they head into the jungle.
Yeah. She's very excited. This is a proper adventure.
You can see Lockie... Oh, sorry, you go. No, you go.
I'm wearing my plinth helmet, by the way, remember?
Nice. Yep. You can see Lockie has what looks like a tin of mints, and a flask of very strange light bluish oil that he seems to have just bought recently.
Oh, well, it looks like we're good to go. I made some coin, so that might help as well in the long run. Who knows? I do have all this. I have a few things as well that I have in my inventory. Maybe not so much for the jungle, but for anything in general. As I sort of show, like, I pulled out a climber's kit out of my bag of holding. I have bells, blankets, crowbar, fishing tackle, grappling hooks. I'm just pulling out a ton of different things and just chucking them back in. Bring out a ram, portable ram.
Yep.
I think you meant a sheep for a minute. I was just like, wait, what?
Wait, no. Just rotting.
Wait, not that one. Just put that one away. Bring out the... Oh, wait, no, not that one. Bring out the ram portable.
I do good rams home loans. As you put him back in.
Hashtag non-sponsored.
But we could be rams. I need a home loan. Sponsor me with a home loan.
Oh. I will say this, though. If anyone asked about a dwarf that was on our crew, that dwarf wasn't officially part of our crew. He was just at least a hire for, like, just temporary work.
And that's not because he was in trouble with the locals?
Not at all.
Right. Insight check.
Maybe deception check, Jim. That was a
check.
flat out lie. That was a flat out lie. 16 on the insight, 10
I'm
on
rolling
deception.
bad.
Lyra, Mira, you know that Jin is full of shit. I will give you a bit of important context. So Jin ran up towards you disguised as an old man, chasing a woman who was running away and ran past you guys into the forest. But you can now that you listen out, Mira, you can hear the sounds of a kerfuffle coming from the direction Jin ran from, like some shouting. There's some cries of alarm. You can hear, it sounds like something's going down there in the town.
Right, well maybe we should get started on the expedition into the jungle as soon as possible then, hey?
Oh, I think that'd be wise. Good idea.
How did you come by this coin anyway, Jin?
Won it in a gambling.
I see.
Yes, obviously fair, of course. You know me, Mira. I am
All
nothing.
about
Yes, I am nothing but honest, and well, I'm just. Yes, just a man of integrity.
I look at Lockie.
I'm going to make him a pair of weighted dice.
Nice. So good. Look, I'm giving you inspiration. That was fucking amazing. That's exactly what your character would say. It's such good comedic timing. Take an inspiration. That was brilliant. It was so good.
You can see just like a forked tongue just kind of shoots out very quickly. It's like a little sign of anxiety, and she's like, "Okay, this is."
It's for the betterment of the. We're fighting, we're dealing with a life-altering, world-shattering, cataclysmic event. Any gold to help us along that journey and help us with that, well, it's all worth it, Weighted dice is just for the betterment of our little ragtag group here.
For the greater good. I've heard that one before.
Yes, for the greater good. That's why Jin is chaotic good.
Versus me.
Don't-
Good.
I don't think people who've generally said the phrase for the greater good have been chaotic good. I think generally people who've said the phrase for the greater good have been on the other end of that spectrum. And I'm not talking about the lawful end.
Lawful evil.
Well, the good thing is, Jin's not the one who said that. Mira said that, and he just agreed. Mira is actually the evil one.
Yeah, but Mira used to be amongst politicians, so you know where she picked that up from.
Ah, yes.
Lawful
true.
evil.
Yeah.
I will say this though, that figure. I don't know who that was. They were in an alleyway and they look very mysterious. I just wanted to get a better look at them, and they just sprinted off. So that is
Are you sure he
interesting.
didn't just run because you were following them. It's
Oh,
kind of
well, I was actually acting as a drunk old man.
And a young woman ran away when I approached her. I wonder why that was.
But she was dressed up to the 9 yards for creeping around. She had these yellow eyes. Very interesting.
Yellow eyes.
Yes, yellow.
Like a snake?
That's it, Owen. When I saw her yellow eyes, did I actually see her like iris or anything and how it was shaped?
You weren't close enough. You just saw a flash,
Yep.
and so that was enough to give you the hint of yellow.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So, sorry, but are you guys about to start saying that because of what she was wearing, she must have been up to trouble? Because that sounded like what you were saying, Jen.
So,
Do with that how you will.
keep an
Carry on.
eye out. We'll just keep an eye out for her and see what happens. What is the next step?
Well, if we seem pretty prepared, and I just look at the pile of stuff that Jim's pulled out of the bag of holding currently on the ground, if we want to assemble ourselves, then I think we're pretty ready to head off, unless there's any more business in town.
Ah, not at all. I think we should get moving. That sounds good.
So I think the plan was we go on foot and we signal our ship if we need it, but we won't bring them in with us because it's
Well, maybe. Here's an idea. We could have the ships stationed off the edges of the forest or the jungle. Do we have any way to do like a signal or a flare? Have we got anything like that? So if we get into a spot of bother, we can shoot it off into the air. Then they can come and help us if we need it.
I do have my little dancing lights I could send up 120 feet.
How high? 120 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. The top of the jungle canopy from where you guys are talking. These are big old trees. You're not sure how high above the jungle canopy that's going to clear, and I would say in full daylight. You don't know how easy that's going to be to see. I mean, you know how your spell works. You know that it could work. Wouldn't be the best signal, but in a pinch, if you had nothing else, definitely better than nothing.
I mean, I could set up a firebolt. Just
set a fireball.
Fireball.
As the whole canopy explodes into flame. I think I know where Mira is. Let's just turn this around. There we go. Yes, I see a 20-foot ball of fire has erupted. There we are. Yep, just land right there.
I was also talking last week about getting some sending stones if there was any in town.
You were talking about it, yes, but I don't think you guys have done that yet.
We don't have to. We can if there was or not. I can retcon it so that someone did ask. Apparently, if you've got blue oil, I assume there's a magic person somewhere in town.
It's not actually magic oil. He sort of does a shifty at Lyra. It's from the lab.
It's what?
It's from the lab.
I look at Lyra.
He's trying to say it's from a whale. Which, how on earth, they turn a whale into oil, I don't want to think about.
Yes, it doesn't sound pleasant,
Lockie,
does
you do know it was freshly squeezed.
What sort of oil is this?
Yep.
Is it? Oh.
Like blubber.
Uh-huh.
And look, it's
refined blubber. Yeah, it's
yes. Take it and they boil it down. I don't really want to go into the process.
I don't want to know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, there's no magic shops around. You didn't see any.
I mean, I don't think so. The shop I went to had the odds and ends and things. I'm not 100% sure. What are you, Lyra? What were you looking at?
Just general stores, really. I poked my head into a few of the apothecaries, but based on what I was hearing from the people, I think I can. We can handle it. We'll be fine.
You're very reassuring, I must say. Quite a contrast
So reassuring.
to your friend who just tells it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry?
Well, I can try and do dancing lights, but it may not be enough. We could just tell them to wait for a certain amount of time before they pick us up
From where, though?
from the edge of the jungle.
Is there any guarantee we're going to make it back?
I'd like to think so.
I mean, to one spot specifically. We don't know how long this is going to take. I'm not saying we're going to go die, but we could be delayed for one reason or another.
I
But
mean,
Mira, we might all die a horrible death in there.
I mean, that is, unfortunately, it's a non-zero chance. But that's.
I've been running the calculations, Mira. It's double digits. It's terrible.
what we can possibly do is, if we need to signal the ship for a quick escape, sorry, I can try turning into a bird or something. You know, just flying up there and going, "Hey, can you come get us?" Lower down a rope.
Are you high enough level to have access to flying? What?
I certainly am. Level 8 for
Yay.
the win.
Oh, you just hit it. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, cool. I couldn't remember because I knew you weren't when you first started, but you can now.
Yeah. I've been
Oh,
counting
fantastic.
down.
Then you are definitely going to possibly see some new fun forms in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, what bird could you turn into that could signal them if they're really, 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 really far away? If you're just a little like finch or sparrow,
I was thinking
they
more of a
couldn't
giant
possibly
eagle.
see you. That might be a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh come on! If they miss a giant eagle, I think they're doing something wrong.
fire them.
It's huge.
Would I know what the loudest bird is?
Would Lockie
Do you
know?
know what the loudest bird is? If you made me a really good nature check, you would, yeah.
Alright, let's have a look. Whoops.
I've decided we're going to turn nature into a wisdom check for you, Lyra, because it doesn't make any fucking sense that it's intelligence.
Woohoo!
9. Lockie, you've got no idea what the loudest bird is. It's
No
like
idea. Not one.
no, yeah, you're searching through your data banks, and it's just error data missing, and you go, oh dear.
I heard pigeons.
Maybe I tore that part out for
I
Lyra's.
think that was hearsay.
Amazing.
Little birdie told you.
Oh yes, that's not compute.
God. Not very loudly, clearly.
Well, that sounds like a plan. I like that. It
Okay,
must
so my
Right.
question is,
fly.
so it sounds like you've got a slightly different idea of how you want the airship to be acting. But what you guys told the Ocean to do last session
Go talk to
is a
him.
little bit different. So my question is, are you going to tell the Ocean your new plans?
I think we would tell him. Yes, I think it'd be really stupid not to.
Yeah, cool. If you didn't want to have to run through the town, you could just give a child some money and tell him to pass a message to the Ocean.
Yeah, young man. You want to make some coin? No, not you. That him.
Oh, okay. Starving orphan. He's walking away. This well-fed noble's kid wanders up and goes, yeah, what you want? Huh? What you want, Tin Man?
No. The hungry one. I think he needs.
Really,
Here,
mister?
starving child.
Thank you. Yes. He sort of scampers over. Fuck off, Malfoy. The kid runs away. The other blonde-haired kid sort of goes, whatever, Potter. Walks off and disappears.
Probably also
Yes.
say, "I'll tell my father about this," and then we'll.
Yeah.
yeah. You wait till my father hears about this. Yes.
Would you like to make gold? Yes, gold.
Whoa.
Oh yes, I would.
Um,
How do I make this gold? Are
Okay.
you gonna? Am I a wizard? Can I make gold?
No, I do not think you're a wizard, Harry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But maybe if you studied really hard, you might get there.
the Borsleys won't let me leave.
I don't know how to handle this. This isn't me to job.
Do you have a resume?
Oh my god.
What's a resume?
Listen, do you have any parents?
I live with my aunt and uncle and my cousin.
What are the names, pray tell?
Burton, Dabunia, and Fudley. They're the
Fudley.
worst.
Can I size up this kid? Do you reckon he'd make a good intern?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
Make
God.
an insight check. Or investigation, your choice. Jesus Christ, this isn't going to go well.
Wow.
23.
Oh my
Mira.
God.
Mira.
Yeah.
This kid, Barry. As
Harry
you look at
Potter?
Harry. You did say Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
I was going to say... Okay, fine, I'll commit to that then. I was going to say Barry Potted. As you... Barry
Track on
Potted.
it.
Barry Potted. As you look at this kid, Barry, you get the sense there's a hidden depth to him.
Oh my
There's like, he just looks like, at your first glance, you're only going to get this if you got a natural 20. So you got there. Well, no, not a natural 20. So if you got over 20 for your score, if you got 20 or higher, like I was set, like I'm like, nah, he's just a poor starving orphan. If you bring him with you, he's going to die. But you get over 20. There's something about this kid. You think there's hidden potential here. This strange hook-shaped scar on his forehead looks like a fishhook scar. You reckon it looks like someone's cut it with a fishhook, not that.
It's what I was about to say.
Yeah, it looks like someone just cut it with a fishhook. Yeah, you get the sense there's something special about this kid. You think there's hidden potential there, magical potential. Something about your sorceress magic resonates, and you get the sense there's some magic to him. There's
What's
something
your name,
special.
little one?
Barry.
Barry. Listen, Barry. If you run to our ship, the big airship, can't miss it, and tell the person on it, the big golden angel man, that we want him to stay and wait for us just on the boundary of the jungle, and you make it back here, we will take you on an adventure. Would you like that?
Yes, yes, I'd love that so much. So this message, I can only tell it to the big golden angel man?
Yes, that's right.
Does Leosin normally look like a big gold angel man?
You've never seen him look like a big gold angel man.
I just
sort of-
I've forgotten what he looks like, and I assume he looks like.
I'm just gonna, as you say that, I'm gonna slide up to Mira and whisper in her ear. Leosin looks like, and I just sort of list his features a bit. Not really a golden man so much. Maybe just downplay it a little bit.
Yeah, Mira
So
would have
Leosin-
described him properly. It's Claire who just can't remember anything.
So Leosin looks like a half-elven man with pale skin, very similar to Azure,
Yeah.
but where Azure has quite big muscles, and then this dark hair, and then these golden eyes. Leosin's a bit more lithe. Still got the golden yellow eyes, not yellow, like golden eyes.
Golden eyes. That's what
Golden
that was
eyes, yeah.
in my head.
Yeah, but he's much more lithe, so he doesn't have these big bulging muscles like Azure does. Azure looks like a weapon, like he looks like his body is a weapon. Leosin looks like his mind is his weapon. His body just carries it around, and that's about all it's capable of doing. Like he's not
Oh,
strong,
man.
he's not very athletic.
So relatable.
So relatable, hey. I'm just a big old sack of meat. How's a brain? Yeah,
Absolutely. You are.
yeah, that's right. And I
Right.
provide sugar for that brain. Lots of sugar. Don't you worry about that. I get all the sugar I need. And then some. More sugar than I can handle. And more alcohol, clearly, than I can handle. Yeah, so that's what Leosin looks like.
Owen, are you?
What's up? Oh, Claire, you missed the point. I was playing a board game with Alice, and we had a couple of cocktails, and then I realized what time it was, and I quickly ran up and started the stream. But I didn't. Like when I make cocktails for Alice, I like to make quite good cocktails. We like to enjoy our cocktails, and so I accidentally made it a bit stronger than what I'm possibly capable of handling. Hence. Yeah, so yeah, I apologize for anyone listening to this if it is just me slurring. I sound okay to myself, but I wouldn't know at this
sound
point, so okay, cool. Just carry on then. I've been drinking some soda to try and help me. Oh dear. I've no idea what the quality of my improvisation's been tonight with some of the ideas. We'll have to see.
Well, you're about to see what happens with this situation. Yes.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, you can trust me.
I'm sure I can. Listen. And she leans in quite close. There is a spark in you, and as she says spark, she just lights up her finger with a little bit of fire. I see it. If you make it back here, you will do great things, Harry. Terrible, but great.
I know, his name's Barry.
I said, that's what I said.
Looked like you said, I thought you said Harry.
No,
I think your brain is just so used to that being associated with Harry. Your brain's just like, just filters it.
My bad.
Terrible? What do you mean? I do terrible things.
You'll see. And Mira stands up. Can she make an intimidation check to like just look impressive with? She doesn't have thermal
Jesus
energy.
Christ! Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on. Make an intimidation check on the small child.
Yeah.
Go on.
Or persuasion. I don't know. She just wants to look impressive.
You said intimidation. I want to see intimidation.
Yeah, 7.
7.
Can I give her a +4?
11.
Sure. Why not?
That's not
I was going to say it's not hard to intimidate a small child when you're a 6-foot dragon woman with horns. When you've got horns, a pith helmet, you set your finger on fire and tell him he's going to do great and terrible things. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he's not going to be that hard to intimidate. He's like 11 years old. He's starving.
She's impressive, but yeah.
Okay, impressive. You're the most, like, as a Dragonborn, you're the most impressive thing this kid's ever seen. He came in on an airship. Yeah. I mean, apart from that merchant who was punching a whole bunch of guards, screaming about some dwarf who stole his money, but I mean, that's not that impressive compared to you. So, oh, wow, really? Okay, yeah. He just starts nodding. He takes the gold from Lockie and he sprints off down toward the docks.
Did you even give him a message?
Goodbye, young man.
Yeah, I
You
did.
gave the message.
Yeah, I did. Well,
I'm going to go up to Claire quickly and go, it's all well and good for having him come along, but will that be seen as kidnapping by the aunt and uncle?
does that really matter with your moral compass, Jin?
Hang
He
on
wants to
a minute.
adventure.
Hang on a minute. I'm with Jin on this. There's a big difference between stealing money from a merchant and kidnapping a child. They're very different columns.
I
shouldn't have to explain this to you people. What is wrong with you? Last week I had to explain that's not how water works, or magic, or physics.
It was how
Jesus.
I wanted to, damn it.
Next session, it's just going to be school where I have to just teach you all. And I don't know. I'm making it up. I don't know anything.
Everybody.
Head cap.
Oh, man. Oh, dear. Yeah. But I'm a cat too. That's the worst bit. Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
Oh.
So Mira begins judging you, Jin, for stealing money.
I just say, Jin, how did you start your adventures?
Well,
Kidnapped? Surely you were kidnapped.
ironically, I was actually in an orphanage and practically kidnapped. An assassin guild.
Oh.
Yep.
Really? That's really cool. I mean, was it? Insight check?
No,
Is he upset? I don't know.
Make me an
it's
insight
actually
check.
being. I'm not lying here.
No,
Yeah.
no, but the insight check's to read your body language. Mira said insight check, is he crying? I don't know.
Oh no. I think he would be a little cagey about saying it was amazing how you turned out, or that's an amazing thing that happened. Because literally, it's like, just be a little bit cagey, I guess, about how like happy you are to hear that he was basically recruited from an orphanage into an assassination guild.
To be fair to Mira, that was a real 180 on the mood. Just a heads up. So I kind of get why Mira continued on with the wow, that's amazing. It was like I've got whiplash from that.
Well, Mira will realise and she's like, oh, I mean, unless it wasn't a good thing. But like
No, it wasn't amazing, but
you turned out well. You're a spy. You're successful. I mean, think of that. That kid has the same potential. I can see it.
well, let's just be a little bit careful about. I can just change my form whenever I want, and I can just walk off from any crime. But not really, you, Mira. You could. Would you be happy taking a bit of a kidnapping charge on your rap sheet?
Well, technically, it's not kidnapping. He's going on an adventure.
I can't
He's
wait
11.
to hear this.
He's 11.
I can't wait to hear Claire justify why it's not kidnapping. Go on, Claire. Carry on. He's going on an adventure. Is that it? Was that the end of that justification?
No. You know what?
Okay.
We're hiring him. I will make up a contract. I will make sure that he gets sick leave and remunerations, and maybe I'll even chuck in insurance for him because, like
Awesome.
you said,
Wow.
he's 11.
Education. We can't. He is a child. He needs to be learning to do child things. We can't just bring a kid along.
I feel like he's feeling competent. I've made a competency assessment. He's feeling competent.
Do you like the idea of putting him in potential presence of things like chimeras and dragons and the Order of the Dragon? Do you think that an 11-year-old could survive in that environment?
Yeah, it does look a little bit crestfallen at that.
Oh, I'm sure it'd be fine. Let's have him aboard.
I mean,
He just sort
here,
of walks off with just sort of.
we could like compromise. I mean, okay, say the kid does want to like actually permanently come with us. His aunt and uncle are shitty, whatever. Rather than have the kid tag along with us, why don't we ask Iliosin to take him under his wing as like a steward boy or something? Like,
Or a deckhand.
or a deckhand, it's the
Steward
kid gets
boy
to have
sounds
the
a lot worse than
adventure.
deckhand.
Steward boy.
Steward boy.
And we got the name of the episode.
It doesn't sound right.
I don't think I want to call the name of the episode Steward Boy. I'm worried about what searches it's going to come up in. But again, wider audience, so.
But seriously, it would be much safer for the kid rather than coming into the fucking jungle with us.
You know what, Lyra? I think you're right. That's a good idea. And it wouldn't be fair to our other employees who are also in an interim period as well. So you're right.
Exactly.
Fair
We'll
work.
pay the kid the same rate as the others or whatever,
What? I think that's a little bit. You're going to pay a barbarian woman who's manned airships the same as an 11-year-old child who was once, up until now, an orphan. Or not an
Also,
orphan, but
Trump's room and board.
He's an intern. We don't pay him anything.
Oh my
that sounds even worse.
God.
That's worse than
So
child.
bad.
That's child slavery in a way, isn't it?
I was going to say, it's now kidnapping and slavery. It's gotten worse.
I think we should definitely pay him, and we should also definitely pay him the same amount at least, because we're all giving him the base wage, right? So,
Wow.
I mean, he has capabilities. He's stayed alive this long, obviously, as an urchin in the streets.
11
There's-
years,
there's-
what an achievement.
He lives with his aunt and uncle. He's not living on the streets.
Then why is he begging on the streets if he lives with his aunt and uncle? Answer me
He
that.
wasn't begging, he just was walking by. We've gotten really, really off track. So I feel like I normally as a DM have a rule. I will never interrupt players when they're interacting. But I'm going to make an exception to that rule because we're starting to walk down. Even me in my intoxicated state can see red flags about the conversations that we're having right now. In particular, I'm worried for you, Colette. Someone will hear this and will have opinions on what you're saying. So what we're gonna do, just like, because you have a working with children check. I don't think you're gonna have it at the end of this, Colette.
Fine.
I'm really worried. I'm really worried someone from the government might hear this and go, I don't think Colette should have working with children check. I don't think that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that this conversation happens and I will have a chat with each of you and refer you to a psychologist.
Like,
And we-
back alive from the docks. Like, he might die on the way. You don't know.
Jesus.
Did
Oh my
start
God.
a bit of a riot, and we're sending him basically into the riot to get through the middle of that thing. To get.
Hang on, I love the use of the word we. We started a riot. I love the collectives dropping in now. Oh, Mira, you can't abduct
Not
a
even
child,
we.
but we started a riot.
We didn't start the riot. The dwarf did.
Well, I mean,
Damn dwarf.
oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna give you all a quick chance. What are you doing with this child? I can't believe I'm asking this question.
So
Take a vote now.
June's
Are you
been-
going to kidnap the child on the boat and put him to slave labor and maybe pay him in the future? Or are you going to get consent from his aunt and uncle before you just take him? I shouldn't have to offer that, but none of you have mentioned that as an option, so I'm going to put it on the table.
Hey, Jin's the whole time's been saying about this.
No,
He's been the one raising all the
listen carefully.
questions.
No one once said, could we talk to their parents or his guardians? No one said that. So I'm going to put it out there. Oh dear.
Okay, you're right. That is absolutely what we should do. But I will
Just
say,
want to say.
it's because you've modelled him after Harry Potter. So all of us have assumed that his aunt and uncle are the same way they are in those books.
Oh, so it's fine to kidnap. If the parents won't if the guardians won't give consent, then it's okay to kidnap.
Your logic.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're at least Dumbledore. Yeah.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Nah, look, if you can't get consent from the parents, everyone knows that in a medical procedure, you just do the medical procedure, right? Like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Wow.
Let's
Yes,
let cool head
okay.
go and actually go through right channel. So what we can do?
I'm writing this down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is we will talk to his guardians
Yes.
Yep.
and see if they are in favor of this idea. We will offer him fair wages
Yes.
for his position,
Yes.
which I think should be starting at the base rate we give the other all of our other crew members.
Yes.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but he's
Why
nowhere
not?
near as qualified. What does he offer?
He offers. Sorry, I'm trying to find the words. He offers infinite possibilities. If we take him on board and we train him, we can literally train him in any direction in which we like. If we want him to be an engineer, he can be an engineer. If he tutors under Mira, he will learn magical arts. If he tutors under Lyra, he will learn natural arts. The possibility of a child's mind is unfathomable.
How about then we offer him an apprenticeship?
Yes. That sounds good. And he can
And-
choose what he would like to learn.
Absolutely.
And he can go, and you can go to the aunt and uncle and offer them this opportunity. I, however, will go to the ship. No, not the ship. I will go and sort some other things out for our jungle expedition. I will leave this up to you guys. This rings a little bit true to home for me. I'll just let this slide for now.
Look, Jin. Mira will turn and look at Jin and she'll be like, look, I didn't mean to cause offence, and I understand. We don't want to slave. We don't want him to, only have one way of being. This is meant to be an opportunity for something I see as potential. This is, well, let's call it a bit of a whim. And I feel like it's a good thing. Not It isn't slavery, and I'm sorry if it brought up old wounds.
I'm not that fussed, actually. I just like... The whole situation was... There was a lot of things that didn't add up. And it was quite interesting to sort of... bring them to light.
Well, to be honest, I've never recruited before, so I'm trying my hand at talent scouting.
Just be careful how you go about doing it with anyone who's not of age, because there's a lot of laws in place that discourages this greatly. So do this the right way, not the wrong way, and we'll be fine. I was just looking out for, the party's safety and well-being, because if we have any authorities coming after us because we kidnapped a child, that is not a good look for our little merry band.
Is that what happened to the people who took you?
Not per se. I was in an orphanage. They, adopted me. Just say, though,
Adopt him! Great idea!
You could, but go down the right channels.
Right.
Don't just adopt him and then leave town with said adoptee without actually letting anyone know that you adopted him. Because just because you say it doesn't mean it happens.
Fair enough.
But yes, what I was adopted into, I guess, was... Well, they made me do things that I never wanted to do. They taught me things I never wanted to learn. Very nefarious. I like my life now, freedom, at its highest peak. And doing a bit more good for the world. Yes, I'm a bit more... I can be a bit, what's the word? Cunning and sly. But it's for the right reasons at the end of the day. This is just plain murder. Evil.
Did your old guardians ever find retribution?
They're still out there. Somewhere.
Would you like to deliver that to them one day?
I would rather avoid them for now. They're a shadowy organization and very powerful in the right circles. I'd rather not have them know where I am or be sniffing me down.
Of course. But if you are in a position to, pass judgment on them, would you take it?
I would have to seriously think about that. For now, we have bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
You guys, go to the aunt and uncle. I will go off and prepare for our jungle journey.
Sounds grand.
Okie dokie.
Perfect.
So my question is, you're not going to head into the jungle. You're going to try and adopt this child first, correct?
Well, first of
So
all,
I've actually. What was that? Sorry.
we don't know where he lives, so we have to actually wait for him to come back. And if he doesn't come back, then I guess that's that.
That's a good point.
So in my efforts to get you guys back on track, in my efforts to get you guys back on track, I've now actually pushed you even further off the track. And now you're going to adopt a child.
Well, but the thing is, Owen, we actually have no idea who this kid's aunt and uncle
No,
are.
it's going to
You would time
take
skip
even
through the
longer.
whole process if you wanted.
Yeah, we could.
I think the audience would be a bit upset if we time skipped through the entire process. We've got to do a little bit of it. What I will time skip through. I will time skip through you locating the aunt and uncle. After asking around, you have their names. You know the child's name. After asking around, you are directed towards their house. It is another one of those low, flat, built into the side of the mountain buildings up towards a little bit of a pasture that looks like it's mainly for sort of housing goats. There's a couple of different pastures and goats sort of move between them eating garbage. It looks like they mainly manage a small herd of goats. And as you sort of arrive and walk up, you see a very grossly fat man that Jin isn't with you guys, is he?
What I might do, Owen,
Yeah.
stick around, because as I was walking away and I was going to do some, let them sort of... I realized that, oh god, Mira, doesn't have the best moral compass that I thought she did. So I'm actually going to... Not in a nefarious way, of course. Very naive about things, I guess. She got caught in the moment, so I'm like, oh god, they actually might need me. But I'm going to, change my form just look like just someone like just a general villager going about their business and day to day, while keeping an eye on the party and making sure that if anything happens, I'm there to help.
Yeah, so you do recognize this fat figure then. It's the merchant.
Oh god.
Or
Oh.
he is sitting outside nursing a bruise, a big fat steak plastered over one eye, and a torn bag of some gold pieces at his feet. A very stick-thin woman is sort of checking in on him, fussing around, while their fat son kicks goats in the yard. Just starts like chasing them and kicking them. Yeah, he's chasing and kicking at these goats. What the fuck do you want? The man says as you guys start approaching.
Stop him and say, good afternoon, sir. I trust you're well this morning. My name is Mira, of the, I've got down there.
Tempest Adventuring Guild.
Tempest Guild. I was like, storm people, sorry. It's been a really long day. You know that feeling when you're like drunk without any alcohol? That's how I am right now.
Well, Owen is drunk with alcohol.
Yay!
No.
I'm actually
Tempest
sobering
Guild,
up now
I'll
after
hold
that conversation.
I'll hold out one of my business cards.
He don't trust paper. Looks at it. Doesn't really want to
Of
approach
course.
it.
Well, I see you are a discerning man, and as am I. I am actually a recruiter for the guild, and I noticed that your nephew is very talented.
Do you hear that? Don't you? Do you hear that? They think he's talented. Oh, that's too much. As they laugh at you openly.
Well, I think he has. Does he have any magical abilities? Has he ever shown any?
Or as you say, magical, their faces darken. You mean abnormal? Is that what you mean? Abnormal? Strange. Abnormal child.
Oh, well, it's
Just
actually...
like his parents. Just as strange, just as abnormal.
Well, it's actually quite common in this land. Actually.
Didn't say it was uncommon. Said it was strange and abnormal.
Right,
There's the fat father.
So, you've never encouraged his magical abilities, I take it?
Contra, I've tried to beat them out of him.
Oh. I look at the other two to see how they're reacting to this situation. We're all obviously magical as well.
Uh-huh.
Everyone in
single
our whole
one of you.
party has magic.
Yeah.
I guess just to cut a long conversation short and, make the most of your time, sir, is, you mind if we take your nephew off your hands?
How much for?
I don't know how much you want.
10 gold.
Larry just sort of glances at the others, looks back and says, yeah, sure, why not? And then, goes, well, I know that you don't like paper, but, you're not just gonna turn around and say, oh, they nicked my kid.
We don't want that strange, unnatural creature in our household any longer. We would have been throwing him out as soon as he was old enough. 14 is the age. We'd throw him out. You've saved us 3 years of misery.
Yeah, fair enough. And so Larry just straight up just hands over the gold.
Lyra just bought
After
a
the
car.
other says, okay, we should probably go tell Leo, son.
It got worse. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how could this get worse? It's like, you've just bought a child. Yep, that's about it. There we go. That's it.
Yes.
It's better than kidnapping them, I guess.
Yep.
Is it though? I don't know if it is morally better than kidnapping, because kidnapping implies they belong to themselves. Buying implies they belong to you.
Yeah, it's like a
Well, I
slave.
think for Lyra, I think she's more. She
Practical.
knows that this kid's not in a great place with them, and she's just sort of like,
And
I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore. If giving him money makes him shut up,
Yeah.
then she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do that.
Welcome to the
looking at
Tempest
buying
Guild.
him,
We don't make
actually.
superheroes. We make super slaves.
I think Lyra wouldn't be buying him. I think he'd be doing it like with the, okay, fine, I'll do it under the pretense of me buying him, but he's 100% going to be free to his own needs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. Well, actually, he doesn't care. Like, he just does not give a shit. Yeah, he'll take the 10 gold. Take 10 gold gladly off your hands. He's yours. You want his shit?
Yes, sure. Yes, certainly.
Virginia? Yes. She rushes inside. She brings out a trunk that she drags and then pushes over into the mud, and it sort of rattles a bit as it falls, but stays closed.
And we'll need you to sign this. And it's a in a Matilda-like move, Mira just pulls out some papers relinquishing rights to the stock of the guardianship. Close and just drafted
Hey.
it. Come on, everyone's read Matilda.
What does all this say? What is this? What does all this say? Yeah, I love Matilda. It's great. What does all this say? What is this? What is all this written down?
This is a contract absolving you of guardianship of one Barry Trothead. Is that what you said? Pothead.
No. Nope. I didn't say that either. Make me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
Don't roll a 1.
Please don't. Yeah, it's 20.
Dirty 20.
Just leans down, signs it, spits on the ground. His signature is just like it's just like a loop, and then he like sort of puts like a dot in it, and then he just draws like a line through it
Uh-huh.
because he doesn't really know what you want
Yeah.
him to do. He's never signed a document before. So
He's a
just
merchant, right? You said he was a merchant.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You don't have to be literate to be a merchant. You don't have to be able to use paper.
Mira is horrified. Like, let alone the child abuse. She's horrified that he just is a merchant and doesn't organize.
They don't even acknowledge you leaving. As you've been walking
Nice
away, you see
paperwork.
the shitty sort of fat son has just pushed over one of the goats. He goes, "Mum, Dad, Mum, look! Leave the fucking goats alone, you piece of shit."
Can I?
Yeah.
Sorry, no, she wouldn't do it. Never mind.
Do you want to buy his son too, or are you going to give him a pig's tail?
I was going to, but then I was like, Mira wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do it.
Oh man! Cool. Yeah, you guys have. There you go. You successfully bought a child from the merchant. Well done.
What I'm going to do is
It sounds bad when you say it out of context.
She's got his trunk of stuff, so she's also stolen his.
Yeah.
No, you paid for that.
Yes, Jin.
as everyone else is, so as the party
As they've been
walks away
walking
in a-
back, you're close enough that you could have heard this. You're just sort of sitting on a hillock, like listening, as if you're just a townsperson looking out over the bay.
Yeah. I'm going to be looking at the merchant, and as the party sort of leaves after a minute or two, and they get a bit further away, I'm going to be from the shadows. I'm going to do another prestidigitation, do a shower of sparks in his face again, to sort of relive old memories.
What's the range of prestidigitation, please?
Well, that's a good point,
I
actually.
believe it's 60.
Oh, it's only 10 feet.
10 feet. It's not even. Okay,
I'll do
I was
minor
way
illusion
overestimating.
though. 30 feet. Oh, that's not the same thing though.
Still pretty close. 30 feet away.
Oh, okay. Can I sneak behind him, like
Go on,
around the?
Make me a stealth check. Go on. This is so unnecessary, but let's do it.
It's a 1.
It's a
Oh,
natural
no.
1 for a total of 6. As you begin walking up the drive, you're currently. Who do you look like? You look like a townsperson right now, just a random townie. Okay, cool. Yeah. The kid sort of like is sort of like running around amok now. One of the goats gets out. The father sort of looks, and goes, "Oh, piss off! I've got time for you right now. Fuck off."
Look, with the 1, I'm not being stealthy. I think Jin realized that how he's approached this has not worked out very well. So he's just going to go, "Well, how you going, mate?" And then just sort of continue walking as if he's just sort of walking through the town. We'll just leave that.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Fantastic. So, you guys, are you going to head to an air of decency to your airship, or into the jungle? What's the plan now?
maybe I was thinking an air of decency. We could just sort of do a temporary regroup with Leosin and Barry and just sort of make sure that they're ready to keep an eye out for us while we're in the forest, etc. and so
Love
on.
it.
And probably
Fantastic,
explain to Leosin that we've just bought a fucking child.
Hired.
I think he
Hired.
might
Can we
have
start saying
Hired.
hired?
He's an apprenticeship. He's an apprentice. Apprentice.
Look, you guys can say whatever makes you sleep at night.
He's our ward. He's our ward.
That, if that makes you feel better.
Was bought and paid for.
Jesus Christ, Ali. Fucking hell. You sound like having a crisis over there. I've just bought a child. I've just bought a child. Oh my god, I've just bought a child.
That's pretty much what's going through Lyra's mind. Like, she's like, it wasn't okay 600 years ago. I highly doubt it was okay now.
Ali, I've got a question for you. Does Brandon know you've just bought a child? Is Brandon okay with this?
Probably not. Better keep it a secret.
I'm telling his first chance I get. I want to see the look on his face. I want to tell him when we do a dog catch up. I'm going to tell him that you brought a child in our last D&D session. I want to see the look on his face. And I'm going to say, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the quote of you saying we bought and paid for him. I'm going to play that. Oh man, you guys! I just realised there's a lot of soundboard stuff that can be taken out of context. For me too.
Yeah.
Probably me more because I say more shit. So. Maybe we shouldn't start soundboarding each other. I feel like that's only going to go poorly for me in the long run. I'm not going to encourage that behavior. Oh, dearie me. So you guys head back down towards the docks as you head down towards the dock area. You can see that the tide has now come in. Since you last landed, the ship is much higher up next to the water. Next to the jetty. The waterline has risen quite considerably over the past sort of like 3-4 hours since you guys landed and been dicking about in town. Sure enough, on the ship you can see speaking with Leosin is the young boy Barry, chatting with Leosin. Leosin's like, okay, yes, right, yep. Are you sure about? Okay. They're here. Why did you send a messenger boy if you're just going to come here yourself? They've given money for this message, right? Okay, great. Yeah, fantastic.
Plans went crazy.
They said I could come on an adventure.
Surprise!
You did say that.
Yeah, it's a long story, and we'll tell you the long and short of it later. The short of it is we now have a new apprentice. The ship's first apprentice.
Okay. Right. Mira, what happened?
I'll hold up the contract. It's official.
I'm sorry, can I have a quick look at the guardianship? Sorry, have you adopted this child? No, the guild has adopted this child. I didn't. Hang on, I didn't sign off on this. I didn't approve this. Hang on. Wait a minute. No. Mira.
Yes. I know it's sudden. Look, I know it's a bit soon for us, but I feel like we're ready. You know.
Do you know the financials of having a child around, Mira? This is becoming sorry. This is becoming a very real conversation all of a sudden. Because I don't know, but like I think three of us are like at that age where like in that position where we're probably having that kind of conversation. So I'm making assumptions here. Jared, you might be in that as well. I reckon statistically 3 of us are are in the position where that conversation has come up. Sorry, it's just I just started getting very real that conversation. So for those of you who don't understand what's going on, bless your young little hearts.
Yeah.
For those of you who do know what's going on, yep, you fucking know. There's a lot of responsibility in having a child. It's not just. It's. I don't know if you're prepared for this.
Listen, when is anyone prepared for this? Sometimes you just gotta. Things happen, you know. These things happen, and it's happened.
There needs to be a conversation between all parties about this sort of thing. It's a shared responsibility, Mira. The whole guilds are going to be sharing in the responsibility of this.
Right? It's too late. I'm afraid it's past that point. You know, the point of no return.
I don't want to make it feel like I'm telling you that you can't do this. It's obviously your choice, but I would have liked a conversation at some point so that I could be involved in this decision-making process.
I'm sorry, I trust you, and I think that you're going to have the best. You've got the best outlook for this. You're sensible. You're organised. You're going to make a great master. I really do think you will. No one has been ready.
No, okay, and I'm assuming this is the boy's guardian signature. This strange symbol and.
Yes.
Is this bit of shit on the page as well? Yes, looks like he hadn't washed his hands. He just flicks off the...
There was a goat, and yes, there. Look, we're doing this
guardian
for
was
a
a
favour.
goat. Mira, you can't get consent from a goat. That's not... You can't... No wonder the signature's so shit.
No, there was... I'm glad that he's away from that. Those people were going to stop this boy being who he was meant to be.
I'm gonna be a wizard! Yeah, okay. Right, yes, I'm sure, like, young man, I'm sure that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, but, have you displayed any talent or natural inclination with magic? I set a snake on my cousin once. How did you do that? Oh, I told it to attack him. Right.
A boy after my own heart.
Right, okay. He sort of like leans over towards you and goes, so, you vetted him, right? He's not violent, aggressive, set snakes on people.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean, haven't we all done that list once?
Nope.
No, I haven't either, you're right. Maybe...
3 times, to be honest.
Oh, there you go. You got to give him a chance, Lewis, and I see a lot of myself in this little one, and I think Jen does as well. So we got an opportunity.
He looks at you, Mira, then looks at this human child, then looks at Jin, and looks at the human child. Goes, I could see one of those, yes.
Jin's actually not there.
Yeah, he's not there. I didn't think he was there.
In that case, he looks at you, Mira, looks at the child, goes, I could see one of them. Yep.
He has to prove himself, though. And she'll look at Barry. There's going to be hard work, but
I'll work so hard. I will study so hard to learn magic. I certainly won't be goofing off or like getting on like mischievous adventures with friends. I'll just be focusing on studying, like any normal sane person would do if they were offered the chance to study magic.
Insight check.
Go on.
Okay. Oh, that's a
14. Yeah. Like this kid's seems very genuine. Like you genuinely think if he was offered the chance to study magic, he would fucking take it. Like he's come from absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Why would he not pay attention or like dick around or muck about when he could be learning like the wonders of magic?
I feel like any sane person would be Hermione.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
Like every time I read the books, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't get my letter. I wouldn't have squandered my time like this.
Exactly.
Sorry. It's getting a bit personal.
Yeah.
I just get really emotional about that. Yep.
Still salty.
Never got my letter. I would have done so much better. Fucking Neville Longbottom. Seamus Finnegan. What were you doing there? Although actually Neville, hang on, no, Neville, I gotta take that back. I rescind my comment about Neville, but Seamus Finnegan I stand by. You were wasted. You should not have been at Hogwarts. You were a waste of an application.
I was very good at pyrotechnics.
I'd have been better, and I would have studied for it. I would have worked my butt off. Carry on. Yeah. Right. Well, Barry, I'll take you on down and I'll show you your bunk. Lyra, that trunk. Oh, that's my stuff. Great. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take that, Lyra. Thanks.
Here you go.
Very light. Do you... Yep, I'll take this down, Barry. I'll show you where to go. You lot, what about the jungle? Have you checked that out already?
Oh,
quick.
right, yes. Oh, I forgot. Yes. No, I got distracted.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready.
Mira,
Yes.
we're
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Yep. To track down.
Yes.
He looks at you expectingly, hoping you're going to finish that sentence.
The cult of the dragon, yes. And
Yes, but specifically,
yes.
Mira, who are we here to track down? I'm genuinely concerned you don't remember this.
No, I do. She consults her notes, and so do I. Baron. Right. Yes.
Yes, Mira. And who or what is Varum the White? What does he look like?
A dwarf.
Yes, Mira. Okay. And what are we here to get from him?
The mask.
Yes, fantastic. Okay, great. You absolutely. I think you're ready to head off the ship and continue.
Mira has flashcards. She has flashcards. She's made flashcards.
Jesus. Are you sure you don't want me to come with you guys?
No, we need-
What we were thinking is maybe you either fly at the edge of the forest or overhead of where we're likely to be, and if we get into a bit of a pinch, I can just, fly on up and lower down a rope from the airship or something.
Yes, I will need to purchase some longer ropes. I don't think we quite have enough for... So I'm assuming most of the trees are quite tall, correct?
That's what we're guessing.
Yeah, I probably don't want to bring the propellers down into the tree line. I'm sure Lockie can explain
Hence
why
the
specifically
rope.
that would be an issue. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I think what we'll do is I'll get some extra rope. Why don't I even get a rope ladder? Just make it even easier to
Ooh,
climb.
that'd be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Okay, I'll organise that. I'll then fly above. I'll stick to the mountain lines, stay above the tree line. You said before you didn't want me to be flying over the forest, so I'll stay away, try and keep it so I'm just parked nearby. Maybe I'm waiting for a dock at the town. Maybe if someone sees the airship, they'll think it's just queuing for a spot in the empty fishing village. Maybe. And
Nice.
if you so you said you'll fly up. Were you going to transform into like a...
giant eagle. Look for a giant eagle or a giant vulture or something.
Thank you for warning. Yep, that's good for me to know that if the giant eagle or vulture starts flying towards the ship, I don't need to start ordering crew to fire on it. That's good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep.
No. If you see it, just fly towards me because we probably need the ship.
Okay. Are you a certain color or pattern? Like, do you take on certain attributes? Does your hair
I
color stay the
don't
same, or do you get like a red crest?
Yeah. Now I'm just imagining a Talonflame from Pokemon.
I'm now going to say that's what your giant eagle form looks like. Is Talonflame.
Yeah, cool. That'd be sick. Yeah, just look for various combinations of red, blue, green, and black.
Red, blue, green, and black. Okay. Yep. I think I can do that. Great.
Yeah. Look, trust me, you'll know it when you see it.
Sounds like it. Okay, perfect. So I'll take the airship up in maybe an hour or two once I've organised a long enough rope ladder. I think we're going to need like 150 feet or so. It's going to be a really long rope ladder. Lockie?
Yeah.
A really long rope ladder hanging down from one side of the ship with you dangling on it. Am I going to have to worry about balance?
Get two.
Possibly, yes. But you're absolutely right, Lyra. If you can somehow attach a second line to the other railing on the other side, sling it underneath the both, and we could probably climb up from the bottom and don't have to worry too much about balance.
Yes.
That said,
Much better idea.
high enough, I can actually shunt myself the rest of the way, but that's actually not that far, so don't worry about that. Yes, possibly.
Do you even need the rope ladder? If you turn into a giant eagle, Lyra, you can fly. Could you just fly them up onto the deck?
I mean, one at a time, probably.
Probably carry just you if you're in your armor form.
Yeah.
But you could probably take... What is it? Two medium creatures can fly on an eagle, can't they? Or is it just one? Yeah, no, it's two. It's two medium creatures. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, they're huge.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Well,
That makes sense. 2 medium creatures and 1 Lockie.
Ha 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 ha. No.
Ha 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 ha.
Where? I don't see that. Oh, wait. Right, well, do I even need to bother with the rope ladder then? What do we think?
I think it's a good contingency plan in case something goes wrong.
Yes, in case we're pressed for time, like
Yes.
being chased by, I don't know, something.
I don't know.
Yes. Okay. Done. I'll organise it. Great. Well, all right, Barry, come with me. And,
Wait, Barry, wait a minute. Barry,
Yes. Yeah.
did you say that you set a snake on your cousin?
Yes. Yes, I did. Yeah.
Did that snake come from the jungle?
Yeah. Yeah. It did. Yeah.
Did you speak to that snake?
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of times.
Oh! Did that snake say anything about what's in the jungle?
Yeah. Yeah. It came from a golden city, deep in the Serpentine Hills.
Really? See,
Yeah.
snakes
Yeah.
have thoughts. Did that snake ever tell you anything else about the? Did it say how to get there?
Oh no! It didn't tell me how to get there. It just said that there's lots of other serpent-like creatures that aren't snakes. They look like snakes. They can talk to snakes, but they're not snakes.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Anything else the snake told you that was interesting?
Yeah. He'd coughed up a pith helmet a couple of years
Oh.
before. He'd eaten this really sort of big fat explorer, and he coughed up his pith helmet just outside of town.
Oh,
I wonder if that's the pith helmet you're wearing, miss.
well, thank you, Barry. Going to be very, very helpful. That is a talent that you got there.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for getting me away from those stupid Durdsleys.
That is
Turdsleys. I'm calling them the Turdsleys. It's
Turdsleys.
retconned. Thanks for getting me away from the Turdsleys.
It was our pleasure. Welcome to the guild.
Oh, thanks. The guild? What's your guild called?
The Tempest Guild. And this is our ship.
An air of decency.
Oh, that's a funny name.
It's a long story.
Yes, Barry, I better show you your bunk. Come with me. You lot, please head into the jungle. Do what we're here for. Try not to acquire any more interns on the way. Mira, without having a chat to me first. Please.
Oh, I apologize.
One-
Yes, and I just got caught up. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. Look, I'm sure Barry's going to do very, very well here. Just a little bit of a surprise, that's all. All right.
Yes, it's a child surprise.
Come on, Barry.
Child surprise.
Child surprise. Yeah, exactly. And with that, Leosin and Barry head downstairs, and you lot disembark the airship and begin heading up back through the town. And that is where we will leave off for tonight. Oh yeah, go, Jin, sorry. Yes.
Oh,
He's
all I
been
was gonna
waiting
say
patiently
was-
so long. Yeah.
All I was gonna add is while everyone's doing all these interactions and this whole conversation's going on, Jin's just gonna imitate a dock worker or some other villager that's near the airship, and I'm just gonna be keeping an eye out for any interested parties that are maybe spying on us or watching us while sort of being in the shadows, or I'm not in the shadows, I'm out in the open, but just acting as if I'm just the common sort of peasantry. So just seeing if there's anyone
Perception
around.
check. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. Or investigation, I'll allow either. Perception 17. There's definitely a couple of people looking at the ship. It's an airship that's landed at a backwater whaling village up towards the north of Nuna. It's definitely drawn some interest, but the people who are looking at it seem to be some parents and their kids pointing it out. The kids getting really excited. It's the first airship they've ever seen up close. They've probably seen them fly overhead. There's a few dock workers who are sort of, especially boat workers as well, like the sailors who work on the small ships, those little sailing ships, are fascinated by the airship. This thing is, definitely fascinating to them. Up on top of the bluff, high above the town, you do see a cloaked figure watching the ship from afar.
Does it look like they're intent on us?
Just looks like they're standing on the bluff looking down into the bay. Not sure if it's specifically looking at you or not, because you can't see. The head is pointed towards the docks where you guys are, where the ship is docked. But they're easily 400 feet away. They're very high up from where you are. It's just that you happen to glance up and see them outlined against the sky. looking down at the ship. And then as you sort of turn and catch a glimpse of a figure sort of coming up next to you that just turns out to be another villager walking past, and you look back, they're gone.
And they're gone?
They're gone.
Yep. Awesome. I'll take that into consideration. Perfect.
Sweet as. Well, that is where we will leave off for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We've had an awesome, awesome time. It's a very controversial thing, but I think we got through it. So, everybody, stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all next time. Farewell, everybody.
See you, everyone.
See you guys.
See ya!
See you later. Bye.